This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow in a move that has surprised even seasoned observers of the luxury watch market. Rolex has accelerated the release of several headline models, bringing them to market not just earlier than expected, but in volumes that have created a ripple effect across the secondary landscape. In this video brought to you by the luxury world, we will take a closer look at one of the most polarizing moments in the modern Rolex market, when early releases flood the shelves, hype hits its peak, and collectors face a critical decision: buy now or wait. This is a breakdown of what is hot, what is risky, and for what might just be worth holding out. Whether chasing rarity, investing in icons, or avoiding costly mistakes, here is what today's Rolex market looks like. For those who have not yet subscribed to our channel, doing so will ensure access to upcoming insights and content that can further refine their watch investment strategies. Historically, Rolex has followed a methodical release schedule. New models unveiled at global trade shows like Watches and Wonders are typically not seen on wrists or in highlights for 6 months or more. This delay has long been part of the mystique, building anticipation and feeding demand. Among the most talked about early releases is the yellow-gold Rolex Daytona on Oysterflex with a striking turquoise blue dial, a piece instantly likened to the Tiffany aesthetic. Retailing at £31,750, this reference combines the allure of precious metal with a bold dial execution that evokes strong collector interest. Understanding how these watches are priced and sold is essential for decoding market behavior. Much of the early inventory of the Tiffany dial Daytona has been listed by dealers under consignment agreements. This means the watches are not owned outright by the dealers, but are being listed on behalf of private sellers who set the asking price. In such cases, inflated pricing, often £100,000 or more, does not necessarily reflect a transaction or genuine dealer valuation. Instead, sellers are anchoring their expectations to speculative listings and asking dealers to match them. Dealers who operate on a buy-to-stock model are far more cautious. For those carrying their inventory, the financial commitment demands more realistic pricing. Many such dealers are now valuing the Tiffany dial Daytona closer to £60,000, £65,000, still nearly double retail, but far below the inflated figures tied to consignment. This dynamic introduces a cautionary tale for collectors and first-time buyers. The appearance of new Rolex models online, especially at eye-watering prices, does not automatically signal genuine demand or long-term value. Early adopters risk paying a premium for a watch that may be significantly more affordable within a matter of months. This is especially true in today's Rolex market, where new releases often experience an initial price spike followed by a sharp correction as more inventory floods the gray market. A watch that debuts online at £120,000 may settle at £65,000 or lower within the year. Those who act impulsively driven by fear of missing often find themselves holding an asset that is quickly depreciated. Patience has become a virtue in the modern Rolex ecosystem. Even the most coveted new models now arrive faster and in greater quantities than in previous years. For the Tiffany dial Daytona, a realistic market price is likely to hover around £60,000, £65,000 as more units emerge. Dealers willing to buy these pieces outright are unlikely to exceed this range, knowing that excess inventory can quickly erode margins if not moved promptly. The decision to release high-demand models so early and in such a visible volume suggests a possible recalibration of Rolex's distribution strategy. In years past, the brand was known for staggering the availability of its most desirable pieces, often receiving them for select clients and slowly introducing them into the market to preserve prestige. This year's approach challenges that precedent. Releasing one of the most buzzworthy dials from Watches and Wonders at the front of the queue changes the tone of the marketplace. It raises questions about how Rolex is managing supply and whether the brand is now more comfortable with early saturation in exchange for quick momentum. In the ever-evolving landscape of luxury watches, early releases from Rolex often stir significant excitement, but also pose real financial risks. While the desire to own the latest model and be the first to display it among peers is understandable, that eagerness can come at a cost. Take the newly released Oyster Perpetual Pistachio, for instance. It is a beautiful watch, yes, but it is essential to question the motivation behind the purchase. Early buyers frequently pay a premium, only to see values drop in the months that follow. The market has seen this trend time and again. Consider the example of the Rolex GMT-Master II Bruce Wayne, which initially commanded prices between £20,000 and £25,000. Today, That same watch settled around £15,000 on the secondary market, a significant loss for those who jumped early. On the flip side, true rarity can offer long-term value and collectability. A standout example is the white gold Daytona with a meteorite dial. Originally released at around £30,000, this watch now commands between £65,000 and £70,000 on the market, sometimes even £80,000 for pristine examples. This reference was historically reserved for Rolex's top-tier clientele, those with strong spending histories and trusted relationships with authorized dealers. Its return in 2025, following its discontinuation in 2023, came as a surprise. However, its scarcity remains intact. At the time of this writing, it has not yet flooded the market. That delayed release continues to support its exclusivity, helping to keep prices stable and demand high. It is a true collector's piece, one unlikely to be seen on many wrists, even among enthusiasts. Contrast that with the Oyster Perpetual range, particularly the latest pistachio, beige, and lavender dials in both 36mm and 41mm sizes. These entry-level models, retailing between £5,400 and £5,650, have entered the market in large quantities. The demand is undeniable, but so is the oversupply. Dealers are being asked to pay more than double retail just to acquire them, with resale prices reaching upwards of £14,000 to £16,000 on platforms. Despite the hype, it is important to remember that these are still entry-level Rolex models. The Tiffany Dial-Op 41mm, now discontinued, still trades in the £15,000 to £20,000 range. Similarly, the Celebration Dial only gained traction after Rolex ended production. Prior to that, interest was relatively muted. Buyers should proceed with caution. These pieces are enjoyable and certainly desirable, but purchasing them at more than triple retail does not reflect their long-term value. Market pricing is already correcting. Trade discussions show consistent downward adjustments. The numbers are coming down day by day and are expected to level out shortly. Ultimately, the decision to purchase a new Rolex model, particularly the one just released, should be made with full awareness of the risks. If acquired at retail through an authorized dealer, the value proposition is stronger. Those who are fortunate enough to have strong relationships with their ADs are advised to stay patient, especially when pursuing high-demand pieces like the op-range or day-date configurations. For those turning to the gray market, due diligence is critical. Prices must be evaluated based on real-time market behavior, not speculative hype. Buyers must be comfortable with the possibility of short-term depreciation. And that is where many are drawing the line. Discontinued references are also proving strong. The older Ghost model just sold for £30,000, while the newer ones pushed toward £39,000. The Pikachu now trades at around £40,000, up from £36,000 just months ago. Interestingly, gold Daytonas, once considered niche, are now being embraced even by first-time buyers. Whether seeking hype or heritage, exclusivity, or a classic piece, it is clear the Rolex market offers a wide range of opportunities. But the key remains: buy smart. And the broader market is stable, not collapsed, making it fertile ground for buyers ready to act with caution, patience, and strategy. What are your thoughts on the Rolex models we featured in this video? We would appreciate it if you let us know by leaving a comment and giving it a thumbs up. Do not forget to follow our channel for more content. Once again, this is the luxury world, and we look forward to having you join us in our upcoming videos.